Don't worry, I won't zoom in on your face. If you can look focused, it'll be on the blade. I was talking to
down. One, a little bit more. Another quarter. Right, a little more. Yeah, right there.
You wanted me to say hello to you?
I was crouching down low here because I had second thoughts about my camera placement. I was watching the blade come along the log and I was thinking I was just about ready to trim the top of my camera. Got a haircut.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We've got Andy, Aaron, and Rich, as you know, and with the new sawmill. This was our first go around together with it. Anything, any words of wisdom here? Anything you found out?
I think it's like building a house. Like start square, straight, and level, and then work your way up. Like it was pretty complicated putting it together. but take your time to do it right, and like it's been cutting great with like no adjustments afterwards.
Yeah, what went through my head was how the drywall guys, when they go to do drywall, and they're like, it's all in a square. So they blame the framers. Now, who do the framers blame? So it's like the mill guy. So, and he doesn't really get a whole lot of slack. Usually you say like, oh, it's got the big curve on it or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, when you're cutting it and you're going to use it for your own stuff, yeah, if you don't start off square, you're behind the 8-ball already.
Yeah.
So do it right off the hop, and then you should
get your own mill so you don't have anybody to blame.
Yeah.
but yourself.
I think with these guys here, as you know, I saw wood, but I don't often saw wood with other people. So half the time I got distracted. I'd be talking to Rich, Andy, or Aaron here, and I wouldn't even be paying attention to what we're cutting. But I think the big takeaway here after talking to these guys is it allows you to finish projects that you thought about finishing, but maybe it held you back, whether it was you know, cost-wise of going to the lumberyard or having to actually go to the lumberyard. So having the sawmill, I think you mentioned, was half the battle.
Yeah, like if you think sawmill, you're thinking like log cabin.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna build this shed or whatever. But we're a mechanic channel, and actually it comes in handy often enough. Like we put white oak on our lowboy trailer, and that's just like a sacrificial wood, right? The bulldozer, our tank goes on it, just rips it all to pieces. So if you're in a business and you keep ripping up these boards, it's a big cost, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like we've got lots of bush here too, where it's just like, yeah, on a slow day, let's cut up some more boards and yeah, replace the boards on the trailer. So these are going on our these are going for a hay wagon for Kevin, so he's got a frame sitting there.
Yep.
But it's like, where do you go for a 3-inch wide by 10-inch runner, and then where do you get 2x3s hardwoods to be able to build the deck on top, and then all the leftovers just the planks on top? So it's definitely handy enough.
Yeah.
And it's fun to just leave the space, the noise, the fuel, the smells in the shop, and then go out in the middle of nowhere with some birds chirping and smell some sawdust.
I think Rich hit on a real important point here, and I have a lot of people asking me all the time, what size lumber are you sawing? Well, the truth is it comes down to whatever I need. People, if they go to the lumber yard, they're buying 2x material, 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, maybe a 4x4. But once you get above that, maybe a 6x6. But if you get any higher than that, you're paying a premium for it. And so it's very nice having a sawmill where you can cut true dimension lumber. You can build it whatever size you want. And well, coming out here and seeing something different than what I normally cut. Today we cut white oak. You don't think you've seen that on my channel before, so that was a bit of a treat. And one thing I didn't mention about these guys here, they don't saw lumber. So this, for the very first time, was pretty impressive. I didn't have to do anything. Truth is, I could have sat back in the car and they would have got it under control. And once again, this is Deboss Garage, and if you haven't seen their channel, you really should. They do everything. In fact, I could probably hang around the rest of the day picking Rich's brain on hydraulics, small engines, heavy equipment. They do everything on their channel that way, and I would encourage you to check it out. Deboss Garage, and thanks again for having me.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Sandy.
And
so what's interesting is we're in Ontario, but Sandy actually knew Aaron way back, and they didn't even realize that they were YouTubers until they're both, you're a YouTuber, I'm a YouTuber.
We are 20 years later.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
so when I knew Aaron, we were both, as they say, knee-high to a grasshopper practically. And after I found out that he was here on Deboss Garage and he was like the behind the scenes stuff and in front of the scenes, I was so impressed, and I was pretty ecstatic when I had a chance to get down here. So again, thank you again.
Yeah.
And you know, if any sawmilling videos come back around, make sure to have me back. I'd love to come down.
Yeah. Now put the camera down, we need more wood cut.
All right.